Okay, it is the last chi-square test. As I told you, I can compare to two sample t-test. In the two sample t-test, we stated the null hypothesis is mu1 is equal to mu2. That means we compare the two population means. So please look at the null hypothesis here. It is the same as the independent test. We had two categorical variables, but it's most of the time it has the two groups. It might be have two or more groups, but now here is the two groups. Then now we can compare the two proportions. That means we compare two distributions. The two distributions of unemployed and employed in each country. Okay, so simply I can compare to two sample t-test, and the very first one, the goodness of fit, it is compared to is one sample t-test. So, but it is the only the difference one. The how can we state the null hypothesis? The hypothesis that is the only the difference one, but the test statistic that will be same as the observed one minus the expected one square over E, then take the sum, so take the chi-square, the test statistic, and the p-value, the degree of freedom, that is the same as the R minus 1 times the C minus 1. So only the null hypothesis, the step 1 is the different one from the data structure. Okay, so now for the first one, we need the expected count. How can we get the expected count? Is the same thing. We can take the subtotal. It's a 321 times 73 over the sample size to get the expected count for 12. So the second one is the 321 times is a 1427 over 15,000. So in this way, it's the same way to get the expected count. That was the row total times its column subtotal over the sample size, and you can take the difference, then take the square is divided by the expected count, then you can take the test statistic. So I got from this example, I got the test statistic will be is 9.91, and the number of rows is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1, and two columns is minus 1, and take the multiplication is 4 times 1, and the degree of freedom is will be 4. So with the test statistic, it's a p-value from 0. It's a 9.91, and we need the right tail with the degree of freedom 4. Then the right tail will be 0.04, and decision, the 4, the decision is alpha equal 0.05, then reject the null again. So it's a reject the null hypothesis. That means the two distributions is between unemployed and employed by the country are different. Okay, so they are different. That will be the conclusion. So it is the same as the independent test, but only the difference is the how can we state the null hypothesis. So please compare to the two sample t-test. In this case, we compared two unknown population mean. But now we compare the distributions. The two distribution or more is by the proportions.